In the world of professional football, where every play is a battle, there have been moments when NFL players faced life-threatening situations on the field. These athletes, known for their incredible determination and courage, found themselves in situations that nearly cost them their lives during intense games. Join us as we share the incredible stories of NFL players that almost died on the field. Number 1. Ricardo Lockette. On November 1st, 2015, during a football game against the Dallas Cowboys, something terrifying happened to Ricardo Lockette. He was on the field covering a punt when he got tackled hard by Jeff Heath. Lockette fell on the ground and couldn't move. They had to wheel him off the field on a cart, but amazingly, Lockette managed to lift his hand and make an L sign, showing that he was still conscious and supporting his team. What Lockette didn't realize at first was just how bad his neck was hurt. He had to spend almost a week in Dallas hospital and undergo surgery. His doctor explained that he had messed up the muscles, ligament, and cartilage in his neck, and if he had tried to stand up or if a teammate had moved his arm, it would have cost him his life. It's pretty incredible to think how close Lockette came to a tragic ending on that football field that day. Thanks to those skilled medical professionals, he's still here with us today. Number 2. Joe Theismann. This story happened during a Monday Night Football game in 1985 where the Washington Redskins clashed with the New York Giants. The Redskins QB Joe Theismann dropped back for a pass, but there was trouble brewing. Two Giants defenders, including a legendary Lawrence Taylor, closed in on him like a freight train. Then, in a horrifying turn of events, Taylor's crushing tackle sent shockwaves through television screens nationwide. Theismann's leg snapped, with one bone piercing through his skin, an image that would haunt NFL fans for years to come. This injury abruptly ended Joe Theismann's football career, leading him to a new path in sports commentary on TV. This event even left its mark on popular culture with movies like The Blind Side. It's a moment in NFL history that still gives fans chills when they think about it. Number 3. Alex Smith. It's November 18th, 2018, exactly 40 years after the Theismann incident. Washington squared off against the Houston Texans at FedEx Field. Alex Smith, Washington's QB, drops back for a pass, and the offensive line misses a Houston's defensive blitz. Next thing you know, Kareem Jackson takes Smith down, and J.J. Watt comes crashing down on him. Smith's legs took an absolute beating, a compound fracture of both the fibula and tibia similar to Theismann. That fracture spiraled up Smith's legs, and doctors had to use screws to stabilize those shattered bones. To make matters worse, Smith battled inflammation and an infection that ate away at his leg muscles and tissue. But just like Theismann, Smith's comeback was nothing short of legendary. He had to relearn how to walk, for crying out loud. He missed the entire 2019 season, but in 2020, he roared back into action, playing in 8 games and starting 6. Washington even snagged the NFC East title, and his incredible story earned him the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. Number 4. Chris Spielman. Chris Spielman is a name synonymous with toughness and resilience in the NFL. Spielman's Lionheart journey in the NFL began in '88, where he quickly became a cornerstone for the team. However, in '97, Spielman suffered a severe injury during a helmet-to-helmet collision that left him temporarily paralyzed on the field. Yet, his unwavering determination saw him walk off with his sheer willpower. Sadly, the injury required a spinal surgery, ending his season. He attempted a comeback with the Cleveland Browns in '99, however, another neck injury dashed his hopes, leading to retirement before the regular season kickoff. But the NFL world hadn't seen the last of Spielman. Spielman ventured into broadcasting and coaching, and in 2020, he took an executive role for the Detroit Lions. Number 5. Kevin Everett. Kevin Everett, a former Buffalo Bills tight end, found himself on the brink of tragedy in a game against the Denver Broncos in 2007. It was just another kickoff in the second half when fate dealt a cruel hand. Everett, trying to make a tackle, collided head-on with Dominic Hickson. The impact was so brutal that it left Everett motionless on the field. The game paused for what felt like an eternity as an ambulance raced in to rush him to the hospital. Everett's neck was fractured, and the situation looked dire. A month later, he was walking, and then in just 10 weeks, he left the rehab center and defied all odds. Number 6. Daryl Stingley. Back in 1978, during a preseason game against the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders, Stingley, a star receiver, was running his route when Jack Tatum, a Raiders safety, unleashed a monstrous hit. Tatum smashed into Stingley with such force that it broke 2 bones in Stingley's neck that ruined his spinal cord. After that brutal hit, Stingley was never able to walk again and was stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Even though some folks from the Raiders like their coach John Madden felt awful about it, there was no making up for what happened. Amazingly, Stingley didn't let his wheelchair define him. He leaned on his faith, found a way to forgive Tatum, and then wrote a book about it called Happy to Be Alive. He went on to help other folks facing paralysis, patched things up with his wife, and stayed connected to the game he loved as a football scout. He even started a foundation to help kids in his neighborhood. Daryl Stingley's story isn't just about a hit, it's about heart, strength, and forgiveness. That's the legacy he leaves behind for all of us NFL fans. Number 7, Ryan Shazier. In December 2017, the NFL universe was rocked when Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier suffered a gut-wrenching spinal cord injury during a Monday Night Football showdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. Shazier lay motionless on the turf, clutching his back. The medical team rushed in, and they had to cart him off the field on a backboard. It was a dark day for the Steelers nation, and everyone feared the worst for his career. Doctors said he may never walk again, but Shazier was made of tougher stuff. With surgeries and hardcore rehab, he defied the odds. Fast forward to the 2018 NFL Draft, just 1 year after the brutal hit, Shazier was walking onto the stage cane-free. Fueled by his incredible journey, Shazier created a fund for spinal rehabilitation in 2020. Since then, he's been helping folks dealing with spinal cord injuries, giving them hope and the resources they need to recover. A true legend in our book, no doubt about it. Number 8. Johnny Knox. Johnny Knox was destined for greatness on the football field. With his blazing speed and remarkable route running, he quickly became a standout wide receiver in the NFL. He was soon drafted to the Chicago Bears, where it seemed to be the beginning of a promising NFL career. But on December 19, 2011, during a game against the Seattle Seahawks, Johnny Knox's life took a terrifying turn. As he reached for a loose ball, a massive hit from Seahawks Anthony Hargrove folded his spine and damaged his nerves. Johnny lay on the Soldier Field grass, writhing in pain, and the stadium fell silent. After being wheeled off on a stretcher, Johnny Knox faced a hard journey of rehabilitation and recovery. Johnny Knox described his survival as being centimeters away from being paralyzed. But despite the pain and hardship, he remained grateful for the ability to talk and perform daily tasks. It was a second chance at life that he embraced wholeheartedly. The Chicago Bears released Johnny Knox in 2013, marking the end of his NFL career, but Johnny's spirit remained unbroken. He found a new passion in coaching and serves as an inspiration to athletes and individuals around the world. Number 9, Reggie Brown. In a brutal collision involving several players, Reggie Brown of the Detroit Lions lay motionless on the gridiron, struggling for breath. Brown was fading fast. Teammates tried to help, but it wasn't that simple. An ambulance finally roared onto the field with paramedics jumping in to help. He later had to undergo surgery to fuse his spine. Slowly but surely, he regained movement in his arms and legs. Through grueling rehab, he was able to eventually rebuild his strength. Doctors called his recovery extraordinary, and he found himself grateful for every breath and every step. Number 10, Jeff Fuller. On October 22nd, 1989, at Stanford Stadium, San Francisco 49ers safety Jeff Fuller stepped onto the field, ready to give his all in a game that was meant to lift the spirits of the earthquake-ravaged Bay Area. It was only the second play of the game when disaster struck. Fuller lunged to tackle New England Patriots running back John Steffens, but in that split second, their helmets hit with devastating impact. Jeff Fuller suffered a serious neck injury that involved his 4th, 5th, and 6th vertebrae and a concussion. Despite these challenges, Jeff Fuller, now residing in the Dallas area, finds strength in his family, his faith, and his determination to make the most of each day. Number 11, Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills safety, went through a harrowing experience in the 2022 NFL season that shook the entire league. During a game against the Cincinnati Bengals in January 2023, Hamlin suffered a sudden cardiac arrest, collapsing on the field, leaving teammates, fans, and viewers in shock around the world. Paramedics heroically performed CPR for nearly 10 tense minutes to revive him. Doctors later pinpointed that Hamlin's cardiac arrest resulted in a rare condition, commotio cordis, triggered by a forceful blow to the chest, disrupting the heart's rhythm and causing sudden cardiac arrest. Miraculously, after thorough medical evaluation, Hamlin received the incredible news that he had been fully cleared to return to the gridiron. From there, he used his remarkable recovery as a platform to emphasize the need for quick action during cardiac emergencies. Meeting with the President Joe Biden at the White House, he championed legislation to boost access to defibrillators in schools, aiming to prevent similar incidents in the future. Number 12, Chuck Hughes. The tragic story of Chuck Hughes, the only NFL player to ever die during a game. October 24th, 1971 remains a somber moment in football history. As the clock ticked down and the Lions trailed 28-23 with just over a minute left, Hughes collapsed near Chicago's 20-yard line while clutching his chest. The iconic image of Chicago Bears middleback linebacker Dick Butkus frantically trying to get medical help for Hughes is still vivid today. Medical personnel rushed to Hughes' side and CPR was administered on the field. Hughes was swiftly taken to Henry Ford's Hospital in an ambulance, but tragically, he was pronounced dead at 5:34 p.m. Cause of death, a heart attack, despite being only 28 years old. While the football community mourned Hughes, the Detroit Lions retired his jersey number 85 and established the Chuck Hughes Most Improved Player Award to honor the heart that Hughes brought to the sport he loved. We've seen so many scary moments on the field where players nearly lost their lives. These incidents remind us of the importance of player safety in the NFL. While we all love the sport for its hard-hitting excitement, we have to remember the risks that these athletes take. Let's support measures to player safety so incidents like these never have to happen again. Thanks for watching. Like and share and subscribe for more NFL content. Take care, and then we'll see you in the next one.